After my whirlwind of an adventure, to say the least, let's scan another hard drive. I have managed to acquire the items that we require. As you can see, to get the hover pack. Let's go. Let's launch. Welcome, everyone.
Milestone reached. The hover pack draws energy from nearby power connections and so can only be used in their vicinity. It provides an excellent vantage point of your work, which you clearly need. Otherwise, you would have optimized that obvious problem by now.
Thanks, Ada. Much appreciated. All right, let's craft up a hover pack. We have all the materials. Thankfully, I found enough aluminum. I did actually die somewhere over that direction up on a hill there. It was a pain. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah. Anyways, let's see. No. That's not what I wanted. I want that. Okay, so you could just hit 3 to switch between the hover packs. Oh, because we have power nearby. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Just hovering. Just hovering. How do you go down? D? Probably? Yeah. Okay. I see you, hover pack. I see you. This is a game changer, to say the least. Very excited about this. Anyways, where are we at? What are we doing? How are we doing it? As you can see, I've pretty much demolished the majority of our factory over here, except for our copper and our concrete. Everything else is bye-bye. Very, very interesting. Hi, how's it going? And our quick wire, of course. And I haven't demolished the SAM at all, because that one will probably stay. And it looks like we're actually full now, too, which is great. So all of that would be backed up quite nicely, which means all of my copper's backed up quite nicely. I have these guys overclocked something fierce, but yeah, it's a thing. All right, so all of that is working to the best of my ability at this point in time. I have also, like, all of the items that I got from that, I synced. Because, yeah. Let's actually see what's in here. Okay, we're still working on screws. Perfect. But yeah, so all of that I've synced. Barely got any coupons from it. Not gonna lie. Barely anything whatsoever. So, yeah. It's just one of those little details. I removed all of the steel beam processing. Obviously, we have our steel beams over at our steel factory. We got our steel pipe here. Yeah, I think that's... I have a habit of, keep thinking it's shift to go down, if you know what I mean. But yeah, everything's looking pretty darn good. Obviously, everything's going to come to a grinding halt here eventually, right? But for now, it seems like we're doing okay. Not too shabby. I think even, if I recall... Yeah, like, that's even still good. You know, like, these things were just not getting used, other than me using them from the dimensional stance, right? So, yeah, that's a thing. All right, anyways, I think it's almost... It might actually be time. It might be time to continue the demolition and kind of start really expanding and building this thing out for our for some more info, right? I think. Oh man, this hover pack is amazing. I absolutely love it. I love it so much. All right, very, very good. I am so excited. What are we going to build next? Now, I'd love to get to, like, miners, but, yeah, I can't make those. So, we need to probably... Is that a thing? I mean, that is a thing that I need. Hazmat suits. Oh, that's for, like, radiation. Okay. Conveyors are always a good choice, but that's aluminum. I think it's just we got to get aluminum. It's that thing. And the problem with aluminum is we need motors, frames, computers. Okay, same kind of stuff. Computer, 1, 2. Frame, 1, 2. So easy. So easy. 1, 2. Rubber, 1, 2. Excellent. The problem with aluminum for us right now is we don't, like, we do and we don't. Okay? That's how I'm going to start that sentence. We have good capabilities to get most of it. The problem is we do not actually have a very good source. What am I trying to say? None of those can go in there. So what's the problem with it? The problem with aluminum is we do not have the good recipes. Okay? As from everything that I've seen online, etc., it is highly, highly recommended that you have access to certain alternate recipes before you start aluminum.
Milestone reached.
There we go.
Bauxite is refined into aluminum products via a multi-step process. Considering your past achievements, you should have the minimum required skill to overcome these new production challenges. If it helps, many others have done this before, so if you fail, someone else will eventually succeed.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that. Much needed. All right. Okay, we got the MK2s as well. We could improve our power situation. Just saying. All right, we got a truck. We got all the train stuff from last time in there. Okay. I think... Yeah, like I said, there is some recommended recipes, so I think I'm going to do some research at the MAM here, see if we can't get it. Like, I think one of them's, like, sloppy alumina, and there's a few other, and then there's, like, an aluminum ingot one that we definitely probably want to get for both of those before we start our bauxite production. The other thing with bauxite is it's kind of a rare resource. I know that there was one up here, but yeah, as you can see, our scan is coming up blank around here. So I believe there's one up in that area over by our oil. Oh, 1,800 meters that way. Yeah, so there's some there. Impure, normal, pure. That's, oh, I already put a miner on that one. Okay. Already claimed it. So that could be our bauxite area. That's around where I died. That's super fun. I have bad memories, man. I got bad memories. No. But yeah, I gotta kind of, I think I have to redo some of this first. I would like to at least work on redoing like our iron rods and our iron plates, right? Iron reinforced plates, all of this type of stuff for our general consumption, copper sheets, etc. I think we can do a much better job around here, and I should probably even redo the copper stuff as well. So I think it's a little bit of a, and I know this is the thing in Satisfactory, this is a point in time where we sit there and we go, okay, it is pretty much time to reset, for bad term, basically, but we need to redo things. We have new recipes unlocked, we have new capabilities, we have new tools available to us, more powerful belts, more powerful miners, all of that type of stuff. So we need to come back and redo things for the better, right? Like even this steel pipe, I you know, for this SAM thing, maybe I just bring in, maybe we do a train instead to bring in steel pipes, and I just don't make steel over here at all, right? Something along those lines. Or, you know, I need something like an iron pipe recipe, right? Maybe that's a thing that we can research and find out so that we can just kind of make that as well, right? I did not mean to click that. It's fine. Right? So, like, okay, pipes. I have steel pipes, but I don't have another pipe recipe. So maybe that's another thing that we can do as well through our research. So some of these alternate recipes that could unlock us quite nicely overall. All right, scan's been complete. Encased industrial pipe. It's a good one. I think it's not amazing though. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. As you can see, a lot has changed. We are cleaning out a little bit of the house, to say the least. I'm actually curious, though. I've been kind of building, and I didn't really... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was a little worried about that. Kind of starting to run out of some resources. That's okay. It's not the worst of things. It'll just take time to rebuild. Not a big deal. That should be fine. Okay. Anyhow, I've done a lot of exploring, to say the least. As you can see, I got a lot of computers lying around. I got a lot of things lying around. I was syncing some stuff, all that type of stuff just that I found. But the most important thing is we've unlocked most of what we need for the aluminum production from the hard drives, okay? So, on that note, we are going to launch for our MK5 logistics system. Done. Perfect.
Milestone reached. Fixit dedicated this milestone to the conveyor belt and lift Mark 5. They may be implying that your factory could be further optimized. While they are correct, I believe they are setting unreasonable expectations. Having all of humanity very definitely relying on your work is a lot of pressure. It's a good thing I'm here.
Okay, so we've got the control system. We've got pretty much everything out of Tier 7. I'm not worried about the hazmat suit as of yet. So really, the next step is probably the advanced aluminum, is the way that I'm thinking, or the leading edge. Supercomputers and fused modular frame. So it would be advanced aluminum, whichever way you want to say it. It'd be this guy here that we would want to do. So scannable resource, this gives you the resource wells, all of that type of stuff as well. So that's going to be our next selected. We're probably not going to get to that right away because we need, what is this one again? Radio control units. Yeah, we're definitely not building those at this time. Okay. Little tiny details. But the Mark 5, by the way, hover pack's amazing. I'm just going to say it. The Mark V does 780 resources per minute. And it is that aluminum-clad sheets, which is good to know as well. Just kind of figuring things out as we go here. What else unlocked? We haven't even done trains yet. We will. Don't worry. Have no fear. We will get there. But it looks like that's the majority of it. Anyways, what have we been doing? Well, I've been doing a lot of things. I built a whole nother hypertube to kind of the same area of another area. It's over by our steel manufacturing plant, is where we're heading off to. And that's going to be our primary aluminum manufacturing. So a couple of details here. Thank God for the hover, right? So from over here, this area, we have sulfur and quartz. Okay, that's these 3 or 6 belts coming in over here, like so, right? I tapped into these 4 iron mines. We're only utilizing the 1 at the moment, but I figured why not tap into them. We got 2 resource nodes of Caterium. I don't even think I need Caterium, but they were on the way, so I tapped into them. There was also pure limestone. I just grabbed it, because why not? And the copper is going to be used as well. we have the 4 lines of bauxite coming from, kind of up in this north area here for a decent distance, okay? We actually have a pure water node for that resource extraction, like the wells or whatever, right here. So that could be actually quite useful for us long term. But as you can see, all the way down that way is where our bauxite's coming from. So I built these wonderful little conveyor belts and got everything going in the right direction for what's going to work well for us. Now, on that note, what is working well for us? Well, first things first, the hover pack is amazing. Let's start with that. But we currently are tapping into some oil from down over there in that, just behind that pillar. And that oil is coming up. We also have some water. You can see just the brink of it right there coming up as well. So we have oil, water. We got almost everything we need, which is great. So the oil is the bottom one here, coming on through the channel and into these refineries making heavy oil residue. Okay, that's an alternate recipe, and that's going to give us some polymer resin. There's only 3 of them. One of them's overclocked, this one right here, a little bit, and that's going to produce the heavy oil residue that we require. We're also getting that polymer scrap coming out, right? So the heavy oil residue, we're going to slide on over. First things first, well, we're setting up a smokeless powder over here to get things going on that end. That's the sulfur and some coal that we're bringing in. Compacted coal into black powder, into smokeless powder, into storage, into digital storage, right? Little things. But that also requires some of that heavy oil. The rest of the heavy oil is heading on down into these refineries here to make petroleum coke, okay? 3 of these guys. One's probably overclocked somewhere here, or underclocked, just underclocked, for those guys there on the petroleum coke, okay? Simple one, simple stuff. The petroleum coke is then coming out, and it's going into these 5 refineries here, along with our water, okay? Or no, sorry, alumina solution, which I'll get back to, okay? So alumina solution, remember that one. So over here we have our water coming in to these refineries. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. One's overclocked, right? Along with our bauxite coming in to make our alumina solution. This is a very important recipe for us to actually produce aluminum. It makes it a lot easier. Aluminum's not the easiest of endeavors, so keep that in mind, all right? So alumina solution, right? There we go. We're actually getting 540. We're getting a lot of it. I actually need probably a secondary pipeline. I just thought about that. So anyways, the alumina solution is the water and the bauxite, okay? That guy's then coming back into these refineries here with the petroleum coke to make aluminum scrap and water, okay? Some of that water is getting filtered back into these guys as well as other things. But there's our aluminum scrap coming on out, and that's going to be going into these smelters to make pure aluminum ingot, which is an alternate recipe for aluminum, okay? That's close to where I'm at, all right? We do have some water and some resin coming in to make rubber, just to use it up and get things moving a little bit, right? Little tiny details. That one's not done yet. And I also have this guy here for packaged water. We're going to do something similar to the packaged fuel that we had otherwise. And that's where we're currently at right now. So we're producing some aluminum ingots, which is great. This is fantastic, to be honest. The aluminum ingot is going to be great. It's going to get us the aluminum sheets and the alcad casing, okay? But for both of those, I need copper as well. So that's going to bring us into this copper and iron line that we have right there. So quite a few moving pieces and targets to kind of get things going here. But that bigger MK5 belt might be useful. 780. So these guys will use up 120. So 780, that's 240, 480, right? And another 240 is 780. So that's going to allow us to use up to 6 of these machines, if I'm not mistaken, instead of 4 like we're currently using. So that is a big change for us. In my opinion, I think that that's going to make a pretty drastic difference. All right, now obviously the MK4s can handle most of that, like those there. But the MK5s is where we need to upgrade here just to keep things moving a little bit quicker. And we'll do that here and here. You know what? We'll do this whole kind of line because those are producing quite a bit as is, okay? So that's 780 items moving in and getting produced into aluminium ingots, right? And they're all overclocked, these smelters. I needed like 28 of them. I wasn't interested in actually making 28 of them. The problem is we're actually producing 300, 600, 900, 1200, 1700 of this item. Okay, so even what I have here right now is not going to work long term. We have 780 on the belt, right? Well, this right here is 800. So all things considered, I need to actually lower this one down to basically, all right, this needs to be 480, right? Because that's going to be the 780 that we require. And then this guy, we actually need to power shard, which I'm out of. Oh, dang. And bump up by 20. And then that would be 620, and then I need a third belt over there. So little tiny details like that to still kind of fine-tune. Because right now, we're pretty much only using these front two. That's it. That's it, that's all. To supply these 6 smelters. So a lot of work still to be done. We will need rubber later on, and it's starting to get a little bit more cramped up here. But yeah, very, very nice. I'm loving it so far. There's still a lot to get done, to say the least, but we're getting there, slowly but surely. All right, for a quick aluminium update, as you can see, I've cleaned up, and I think I've fixed and kind of, you know, fine-tuned everything around here, which is good. I've fine-tuned all of this, all of that. As you can see, I now have 3 different belts of scrap coming through. I made that adjustment as we were chatting about it, and you know, put down the little old note. I adjusted my output levels to kind of match the belt speeds and still be max efficiency. One of the things I realized I did, though, in my calculations, and you'll see it here, I have a whole belt of 480 alumina ingots. Yeah, I made 1/3 too much of everything. Yeah, it's a thing. Well, not quite 1/3. It's not quite 1/3. It's 60, 120, and 70. So what is that? Like 190 ingots too many, I think is what that works out to. And maybe a couple more when push comes to shove. But either way, a fine little detail overall. All right, from there we have over here, we have our rubber. So this guy here is producing that polymer resin always, which is great. And that's with the water, and that's giving us some rubber. And that is the residual rubber recipe. And then that rubber is basically coming up and over here. Don't mind the spaghetti. It's organized spaghetti, but it's organized spaghetti. So the rubber's coming up over here. Basically, I have any going over to here. This rubber with the fuel that we have over here with the packaged fuel into the unpackaged fuel and all that jazz. That's this setup here, right, into this, which gives us, you know, the fuel, is giving us what we call, it's an alternate recipe, I believe, recycled plastic. All right, so rubber, fuel into plastic. All of this chain is underclocked on purpose. I don't really want to go fully into the whole shebang there. Most definitely. All right. So anyways, that's getting us recycled plastic. That plastic is then going into this to make us some empty canisters at 60 per minute, right? Those canisters are chugging along. They're doing their thing. I don't think I have any spare, but they're chugging along all the way over, back over, and getting merged in with the unpackaging of the fuel there. Boom, into one line, and then going back into our packaged water, which is full of canisters, and our packaged alumina solution. Okay, those two products, right? The alumina solution we are just storing right here. Kind of goes up and around and back around and up and around and back around again. I could probably have turned that and made that a little bit better, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. And of course the water is going to the fuel over there. All right, very good, very good. It's working well, I think. I haven't checked over here, actually. How are we doing on water? These, like, aren't even barely running, right? Yeah, that's idle. Alumina solution. Seems to be... Yeah, the aluminum scrap. Oh, yeah, these ones literally... This one won't run, basically, at all. Because this whole line is not even getting used. This one should be running. It is. Good. But not very frequently at all. That's 480 alone. Is it really? Holy cow. It's crazy, the levels that we're talking about here. I might... You know what? Let's just do it. Let's upgrade all of these a little bit more so. These are already 5s. But, like, even coming out of these guys, we might as well make them 5s, right? That guy's already a 5 as well. Okay, good. Yeah, anyways, so that is working. We are full on water, basically, which is a bit of a problem, actually. I might have to figure that one out, because being full on water is not good. The alumina solution is doing just fine, but if we fill up on water, that's not ideal for sure. So I think what I need to do is let's remove that one and that, and then instead let's swap that no, not a hyper tube, a regular tube, thank you, into there. So this should, I think, drain out these guys' water more consistently, hopefully. I'll have to fine-tune the water just a little bit more than what I have, but that should be bringing water in and storing that from these machines, because I want them to use this water first and then, like, use the water from the pump, right? If that makes sense. So I think the water pump itself was supposed to bring in like 380 or something like that. And we're using 200 per minute in both of these. So that should be like 400. So we're a little bit high on the water. I guess I could go limit down below and then combine the pipes maybe. It might not be a bad strategy instead of it being separate like this, but we'll see. I got to fine-tune it apparently a little bit more than what I have currently, okay? So we can kind of clean a couple things up, though, which is nice. Can't ever go wrong with a little bit of a cleanup. That's good, and like so. Beautiful. All right. Because, yeah, these guys should be actually losing water, but I think I have my water pumps pumped up to like 400, so anyways, not too bad. We'll fine-tune that as we go, but all of that is becoming, obviously, coming around into the scrap and getting loaded in. Yeah, see, we're like completely running out here. Are we actually running out? Maybe I didn't miscalculate. Oh, maybe I didn't. 150, 150, 185. That's 3, that's 485 for this line. That's too much. And we're running out here, too. Okay. 60, 120, 240, 300, 364. That one should be fine, I would think. That one's coming through here, which should be this lower level, but we're not getting enough scrap. All right. We're we're idled out with scrap because of our water backlog. All right. Well, good to know. One of the things that I've never done is, like, if we flush this a little bit, you know, and kind of, like, allow some water to get out of here, maybe because we're just backed up. We might just need to help this system along by flushing it out a little bit. Right? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe it does. It's kind of nice that it's not like one big, like, you lose everything. It's kind of like you have to click it a few times. That's kind of nice. All right. If we just flush that one more time. One more. Boom. Like so. I think I'm going to flush these a little bit, and then we will be able to see if we're truly there or not. Okay, I think I fine-tuned the water. Obviously, I'll keep investigating, but I'm noticing, and we might have a different problem here. Yeah, okay, of course. I put one of the busiest lines on one that doesn't even do it. And there is mobs out here like you wouldn't believe, including iridium ones. All right, that's 150 as well. And that guy's going to the top belt, so that's still only 300. I need 480. What's this middle one doing, and what's that one doing? I guess let's double check those here. Again, thank God for the hover pack, but still not ideal. All right, that one's doing 300, so that's not even keeping up. This one I think is my pure node, the one that I'm not using at the moment, of course. And oh boy, there's a lot of... That one's doing 600, even though I'm only moving at 480. Okay, so this guy here can really pump out some bauxite. Right? So let's actually up this to the Mark 5s. Boom. Because it's pumping out 600, right? It's on a pure node. So let's give it the actual tools to move that quantity accordingly, right? Might as well. Okay. As for these two here, I probably should have combined them. Right? So instead of doing this, I need to merge 2 and 3, kind of like so, and kind of go like so into like so, right? Because that's going to be 300. Now I have 300 on line 2, right? I have 300 on line 1, and more importantly, I have like too much, 600 on line 3, and the top one is now no longer producing. Okay, all right, good to know. All right, so we got 600 here, 300 and 300, so we have a total of 1200 bauxite coming in that we can utilize for our advantage. All right, so I'm not supplying enough bauxite to my machines to get enough alumina. So I think that's going to be part of our adventure as well. Man, how do I... Is there a way, like... I've built all through all their stuff here, and yet they're still spawning. Like, I was hoping that if I built enough... Like, we got spiders that are about to jump on us. We got those radiation guys. It's just not fun. It's just, like, how do I get them to stop? Like, I know about retaliation mode and things like that, but I mean, is there, like, not a natural way? Like, I've built a factory here. Move along, alien species. Get out of here. Stop chasing me. They literally jump after you forever. All right. The nice thing is, though, we do have a lot of the aluminum sheets now, which is great. Oops. We do actually have a lot of the aluminum sheets now, so we can pretty much default to tier 5 belts going forward, which is a lot of items, to say the least. All right. There we go. Done that. Okay. Now for the next obstacle, right? We need to merge. Seriously? Where? Are they still chasing me? Oh my gosh. You followed me all the way into my base? That's so rude. Come here. Come here. I'll show you how I've been dealing with the spiders here lately. Are you stuck on the belt? Yeah. How does that feel? Are you dead? Yeah, you're dead. Alright, that's how I've been dealing with them lately. Alright, anyways, where was I? So we have this belt here that I want to kind of merge into these two belts. So let's just do that right over here. It shouldn't be all that complicated to do either. So let's just kind of do that and that. Good. And then we will combine this accordingly. All right, anyways, little tiny details as you go and as you explore and as you find, because, yeah, there's always going to be these little efficiency things that, yeah, we need to figure out. Simple as that. Oh, my God. Come on, game. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. All right. Let's bring it to about here or so. Yeah, that should be fine. I think that'll be fine. There we go. Much better. Now, this one is 600, right? We got a lot on it, and we're going to split it into two. So we have to split this one into two, and then we can reconnect them accordingly. So, without further ado, I'm going to go like this, and we're actually going to go up one with no support. And that is not lined up at all. All right. Boom. We are inputting from there, outputting like that, disconnecting the bottom, going back to the MK5, combining that into there. Good. And then that will be going into there. And then this guy, I think I'll go this way. And we'll basically connect... No, we'll go this way. Oh, that's terrible, too. All right, we will do further out. Like that. And then we'll do that. Much better. All right, so now we've effectively split that, give or take, or it should evenly balance these two belts accordingly. And these are a Mark V as well going in, so much better on the bauxite front. Excellent. Now, how are we doing on the waterfront? It looks like we're starting to struggle a bit. Are we not getting enough? So one of the things that I did is I went down and I set my lower water extractors that are all the way down there, which is supplying this pipe right here, to be at 385 or 386, I think it was. These guys require about 400, right? So this pipe coming in was supplying the two, not enough. So I threw a valve on there saying we can only move an extra 15 that way. So that way we should always have perfect water in these first two. And that should pull from the system over here. Now the system over here, I believe, is doing like... What is it? 130. It's 105, 105. That's 210. Plus 133. That's 343. Right? And then 105. Yeah, and then 168 and 168. So 168 and 168 is 320, 336. Plus 343. So what's that, like 700 or something? And it's all going through one pipe. That might be my holdup, actually, now that I think about it. These pipes can only handle what they can handle. What can they handle? Only 600 meters cubed. So that might actually be my issue of this whole situation. I might need to find a way to disconnect and reconnect through a pipe. So we are pretty much done for the episode. The aluminum base is up and running. It's working pretty darn good, to say the least. I did want to do a couple of things before we wrap up here today. And one of those items is, let's unlock the rifle. Yeah, that's a thing. You know, why not?
Rifle and rifle ammo unlocked. A long-range weapon and rapid-fire ammunition, only to be used for the defense or acquisition of fixed property. Conveniently, this includes everything of value on this planet.
Nice. Excellent. I'm going to unlock some more inventory space as well, because that'll be useful.
Pocket dimension inflated by utilizing numinous gel hydrology channeled through an etheric spigot. Some used to say this as impossible, but the meaning of that word has long since been removed from my dictionary.
And then, yeah, otherwise, I think we're pretty much just good to go across the board. We have just the right amount of everything. Now, can we get the rifle? Yes, we can. We should be able to. I actually don't know what it costs, but yeah, that's pretty easy. Let's make a rifle. Because why not, right? That should be more powerful than the rebar gun, I would think. So let's do that. We'll do that with that. Beautiful. And let's see. Yeah, that's pretty slick looking. I'll take that. And then some ammo for it. What do we need? Rifle ammo. All right. It looks like I can make a whole bunch of that as well. So I'll do that one a little bit off camera. And then over here, it looks like I did handcraft some radio control units just to get this guy launched and ready to go.
Milestone reached. The resource well pressurizer and extractor can harvest nitrogen, crude oil, and water from underground wells. Nitrogen, being a gas, does not need pumps for pipeline transportation. Fixit does not process most of your metrics, but I do. According to Fixit predictions, you are exploiting this planet with unexpected efficiency. They did always struggle to see the true potential of things.
I see.
Nothing about you is unexpected to me, and therefore you are performing exactly as expected.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for us here today. We have a lot of things unlocked. We just got the rifle as well, which is pretty darn nice. I think the aluminum, as far as I'm aware, when I last checked, we're good to go. It's producing quite nicely. Obviously, there's some more hard drives. There's a lot more around the world to explore. I've pretty much only explored the south. A little bit into the swamp, just slightly up here into the desert as well, but that's really about it. And yeah, I think we also need to jump into some trains because I would like to kind of set up a centralized spot for all of my inventory and all of my goods to come. Because as good as the Dimensional Depot is, which it's really good, it's also nice to just kind of have everything in one location that you can pull from. So little tiny things that we can work on. Let's grab our 65 more coupons as well. I actually don't know how many of those we have. We're looking at about a little over 300. That's pretty good. All right, folks, that's it. That's all. Have yourselves a good one. Bye-bye.